Joining us here on the program is a WSOF lightweight contender who takes on Joao Zeferino at WSOF 33 on October 7th. Please welcome Jason. Hi to the show. Jason, how's it going?
Going great, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate you just taking the time and doing this interview with me. So the first thing I want to talk about, my understanding when in your last fight against Mike Ricci back a couple months ago, that the winner of that fight would fight Justin Gaethje for the WSOF lightweight belt. Going into that fight, was that your understanding as well?
Yeah, that's my understanding, Yeah, for the most part, they built it as a number one contender fight. So.
And why didn't it play out like that? Because obviously Justin Gaethje has an opponent on the same card you're fighting, and of course, you aren't that opponent.
Yeah, I don't know. You might want to talk to Justin Gaethje. You should interview him, man. He's looking like he wants to fight everybody that didn't name Jason High.
Are you annoyed by that? Because I think everyone more than thought you deserve this title shot. Like I said, I thought this Ricci fight was a number one contender fight. Most people did as well. Is this annoying to you?
No, I don't care at all, man. I'm glad to be working, and Justin Gaethje's time will come. So right now I'm taking out these others. I'm gonna have to fight them anyway if I'm the champ. So it doesn't matter to me.
So you're not too disappointed. It doesn't sound like that.
Nah, not really.
Do you think? I get the feeling though you'll be really wanting that title shot with a win over Zeferino in October. Is that the case? Will you be really pushing for that title shot for that Gaethje fight with one more win?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't want to look past Zeferino. He's a tough guy, man. Very experienced. But, I don't know. I can't control what other people are doing with their careers, So this guy wants to fight this Russian who, I don't know who that is, but, he's tough. I've seen a couple of his videos, but, what are you going to do? You going to sit around and mope about it, or, I'm going to get back to work and stay sharp?
They can't. WSOF can't keep denying you the title shot, though. It's basically what I'm getting at.
Nah, I'm here. They knew when they signed me that I was going to be a problem for that guy. So I'll just keep beating people up until he's ready to get beat up.
Now, I was going to ask if you would go looking elsewhere, maybe look to sign with Bellator, because I kind of would have thought you would have been a bit more mad than it seems you are, just because it seems like you should have gotten the title shot, but it doesn't sound like that. Are you still happy fighting for WSOF?
Oh, yeah, man. They're great. They're really, really professional. Everybody over there is great. Ray, Kevin, it's a professional crew. They know what they're doing, and they can run a tight ship over there, man. I had no complaints with WSOF.
Now, your last fight against Mike Ricci, your debut, your WSOF debut, that was actually on the same card as their lightweight tourney, which Ricci was a part of. You weren't a part of that, though. Yours was just kind of a feature fight outside of the tournament. Why was that? Why weren't you a member of the tournament?
Well, I was coming back after a year, on the shelf, kind of like, so I just wanted to get my feet back in the game and, get one fight in there and then just get some experience after being out a year, So I would have fought in the tournament, but, I was fine not fighting in the tournament as well.
Okay, so it wasn't the case that you actually requested to not be in it. They just happened to not offer you to be in it. Was that the case?
No, I didn't know anything about the tournament whenever, they just came to me and, they had a fight for me, and I'm like, okay, and then, they're also doing a lightweight tournament. I didn't really find out about the tournament, when they called me about the fight.
When did you actually discover that they were putting on a tournament?
I don't know. Maybe like when they started doing the promo, and they had all the tournament bouts signed and started doing promo for them, That's probably when I found out.
And was your reaction basically whatever, I don't really care, I still have a fight? or were you a little disappointed just because the winner of the tournament, who would be Brian Foster, went on to fight for the title? Was there any disappointment, or was your reaction basically just whatever?
No, I was kind of just, I wasn't upset about that at all. Like I said, I was happy to just get back in there and be able to focus on one guy and not have the added complication, of preparing for a tournament as well,
Would you have been okay fighting multiple opponents on one night, though?
Yeah, I've done it before, so, yeah.
It's just not something you would have wanted to do in your first fight back from the year and a half on the sidelines, is what I would assume.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about this upcoming opponent. You have Joao Zeferino, pretty tough guy. How do you think you match up against him?
Yeah, he's tough, man. He's got a great ground game, developing stand-up. I think he's a tough guy, man. He's got great experience. Really dangerous grappler. I'd say that's probably his best area. So we're going to be prepared for that. And I'm just going to come in there and try to get him out of there, man.
Of course. Do you think they purposely put this fight, and by they I mean WSOF, do you think they purposely put this fight on the same card as Justin Gaethje in an attempt to match up the winner of your fight with the winner of the lightweight title fight?
Man, I don't know, man. You sound like you need to be interviewing the WSOF people.
I should, because you don't have these answers, and I'm sure Ray Cepho would.
Yeah, I'm just out here beating these dudes up, right? I'm running through this division, and it doesn't really matter to me, like I said, if I'm top of the hill, they're going to be coming for me anyway. So I'm just, Mike Ricci, I might see him again. He's got that little splinter in his mind for me, and, if I see Joao Zeferino after this fight again, he's going to remember me too. So it doesn't really matter, like, if the champion is he's not ducking me, but he's signing fights with other people that aren't me. He's talking about me in post-fight interviews. And if you're talking about me, you need to be signing the contract. You need to shut the fuck up. That's how I think. So, I'm out here doing my work, man. I'm gonna keep climbing the mountain, and Justin Gaethje will come soon enough.
Why do you think Justin's talking about you but not signing the contract to fight you?
I have no idea.
All right, fair enough. You were suspended, of course, after your last UFC fight against Rafael Dos Anjos, who would go on later the next year after your fight to win the lightweight title. He's been really successful as of late, other than his last fight, of course. But what were you able to get up to during that year off?
Man, I stayed pretty busy. We got the gym over here in Olathe, or in Lenexa, Kansas, so I stayed real busy. I did a jiu-jitsu tournament here and there, and I had a good time the year off. It wasn't too bad.
Was it tough at all financially?
Well, of course, anytime you're not working, it's not going to be easy financially, not able to do what you've been doing the last 10 years, so I don't know. Everybody wants to ask that, but you guys really already know the answers to it, don't you?
Yeah, but did you have to, I assume you would have to go out and find like a 9-to-5 job. Was that the case?
I did a few odd things. Like I said, we had the gym. Myself and Elsie Davis co-own a gym in Lenexa, and I was able to earn a little bit of money through that. I did pick up a couple little side gigs then, but I was able to get through it. A year wasn't too bad. Any more would have been worse.
Yeah, fair enough. Any chance of UFC return in the future?
I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about it much, man. I don't know. I try not to dwell on it, it doesn't really do me any good to waste energy on whether one day I might be in the UFC. I have a pretty good opportunity to be the number one guy in WSOF. And if I would have a chance to go back to the UFC, it had to make sense. Like, I'm not gonna, they're paying people pretty well now, but so yeah, of course, if it made sense, I would go back to the UFC. Of course, I would like to be, there's lots of good guys in WSOF, no doubt, but they're the front runner for a reason, at this point. So they have most of the talent, especially in my weight class. The talent just a really talent deep weight class over there. So it's good, you know. It's good to be able to I don't know. I would kind of like to be back in there, but who knows if it'll ever happen. So I don't want to like waste time worrying about it. I'm just gonna keep working and keep beating people up and stay busy. And if that becomes an opportunity, I think, you know, I definitely have to think about it.
Do things like the Reebok deal that have been put in place since your departure from the UFC, do things like that change your perspective on perhaps re-signing with the UFC?
I think when I was there, we were just at the beginning of the Reebok deal, so I didn't really get to see what it was like, you know. But you know, I don't know how I feel about it. I have mixed feelings about it, you know. So the sponsor market isn't like all that great outside of the UFC, you know. So I don't know that. You know, I don't know. You know, it's a hard question.
Now go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, back last year when you did end up signing the dotted line for WSOF, were there any other organizations you were in serious talks with before signing that dotted line?
Oh, of course, man. I mean, we had a lot. That's why it took so long, you know. It took a little longer than I would have liked to, but yeah, we had a couple of other organizations talking, but we ended up settling with WSOF.
Okay, interesting. How many more fights do you have left on your WSOF current contract?
I have 2.
Are you looking to re-sign that after 2 more fights?
Yeah, I think so. I like WSOF. You know, the way it's going right now, you know, they run it, like I said, they're very professional. Everything's going great over there, so.
Awesome. Well, Jason, appreciate you taking the time. Last question for you. How does this fight with Joao Zeferino play out in October?
Well, violently. I say that a lot, you know, but, you know, I feel like I have, you know, I have a little bit more power at this weight class than I'm used to, you know. You know, I've been fighting the heavier guys most of my career, so I don't know. I feel like I'll be able to get him out of there, man. So you'd be looking for some fireworks.
Awesome. Jason, appreciate you taking the time. I know you're in a hurry, so before I let you go, just let my audience know where they can find you on social media, and if there's anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to, now's your time.
You can find me at Casey Bandit MMA on Twitter, Jason_Highwalker on Instagram. Thanks everybody at American Top Team. We'll be seeing those guys down in Florida soon. Everybody at ATTHD in Kansas City. Floating KC, Scramble. You know, check them out. Thanks for their support as well.